Good morning, good morning, good morning. How y'all doing? Y'all look good. Y'all ain't want to dance and y'all ain't want to get y'all freaking dance on. Alright, so I'm giving out free books today, so I want y'all to take notes and listen to all the things I'm going to talk about, because I used to go to this school. But I don't know, I think back then we was a little bit more crumpled. I don't know if y'all can outbeat us. Okay, so we're going to see. We're going to have a dance contest in the middle. I want the best dancers. Okay, man. They're going right there. Okay. We're gonna have deep conversation. All right. Alright, and what else do I want? Who gonna hear good? Who got the best grades? Did report cards come out yet? No? Alright, let's go on from last year. Last year, A's and B's. Okay. Alright, so I'm gonna tell you a couple of things about myself. I was born in Dallas, Texas, home of America's team, Dallas Cowboys. Okay. We got any Dolphin fans in the building? Dolphin fans? Trust me, I feel sorry for them. We just beat them. Alright, so let's get into it. I want to thank you guys for allowing me to come and share this day with you guys. Back when I was in middle school, I came over and I was real country. Like, I used to talk like this and get picked on because I had a real country accent. And then I got Floridianized, you know. We used to listen to our music real slow, chopped and screwed. And like down here, a lot of that Broward County, we like it bags, you know. We like it. So, pretty much, I'm gonna see if I can go without my nose. Pretty much, I came over with my single mother, my mother Rosanna. Everybody say, hi, Rosanna. Hi, Rosanna. That's my queen right there. Okay? So, it was me and my little sister. We came over, I was in 7th grade, I had to be 12 or 11 years old. And I got bullied first day of school. I sat in class and I had this teacher, his name was Mr. Johnson. And Mr. Johnson, he teaches social studies. He had me stand up and he had me, you know, the first day of school, what's your name, where you from? And I was kind of like shy, I had no friends, so I got bullied, I got picked on. I remember this one kid, his name was Ronald Mosley. I don't forget his name. So the story behind this is when my mother came over, unfortunately her mother passed away. And she went back to Haiti to bury her mother and didn't even have a job coming over here. So the first day of school, I didn't have the best clothes. Y'all know a lot of him all that? Yeah. So back in the day, across from the Foot Locker was a Payless. So me and my mama, we parked by like where the Winn-Dixie is, right? And we walk in. So I'm kind of excited, right? Because you know, when you get fresh for the first day of school, you get to pick what you want, like anything. You have it laid out nice and neat, your shoes. So I'm walking to the left, it's Foot Locker right here, and then to the right is Payless over here. So I'm walking to Foot Locker, mama kind of snatched me back on me, right? And we went to Payless. So I got some Jordans with like Shaq on the back of them, right? So yeah, it was crazy. So I mean, we didn't have it, but when I sat in class, the teachers, you know, they said everybody's name, and then the guy was like, he was the class clown. So he said, Paul, them Jordans on your feet? I was like, yeah, these are new ones. He was, them ain't no Jordans on your feet. So I got embarrassed. I didn't really have much growing up. But one thing that it taught me was, you can't really have everything that you want in life. You can't pick and choose what's cool, what's not cool. And in school, y'all are at the age where trend is the best thing, but we don't really count the small things that really matter. You see, it's some people in this room right now that probably don't have on the best shoes, but the shoes and the clothes don't really make you. It's the person that make you. I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. After I left out of here middle, I got a couple friends, you know. I had a couple girlfriends. because I wasn't that bad. So, yeah, that's what happens, see. You get laughed at and you get rewarded later. That's what really happens. So I went to Boyd Anderson. I didn't make the best grades, but I treated everybody with respect. I listened to all my teachers. I got along with all the staff. I hung with everybody. Like every day, I made sure I talked to somebody that I don't know. If you sit next to someone right now that you don't know, raise your hand. That's good. So one of my rules is every day you should do a good deed. A good deed could be, hello, my name is, what's your goals, what do you like to do? You talk to everyone. That's everything that I did. So my senior year, I ran for homecoming king. Now, like I say, me and my parents, we wasn't rich. I had a single mom, no dad. So I didn't have a car. I didn't have the best clothes. I had a nice smile. I didn't play sports. I was terrible at sports. Actually, when I went to this middle school, do y'all know somebody named Coach Gray? Yeah. Oh yeah. I remember him. He's still here? Oh, okay, so I gotta backtrack. Can I go backwards? All right, so I'm gonna go backwards. So it was this guy named Mr. Green and Coach Gray. So they had a basketball team here, right? And they had all the best athletes. Like it was a guy on my street, his name was Brandon James, Marcus McGee. It's like these kids got recruited from elementary school. Like they was jumping out the gym. Like they pictures are still like back there. I think they took them down, but they still like in the closet. Y'all won't see me because I ain't in the team. I couldn't dribble with my left hand. So Coach Green said, Paul, go to the line. Went to the line. Break. Okay, I went and did the drill. I couldn't dribble my left hand, so they cut me. And they had this thing called a monster. Anybody know what a monster is? Okay, so they probably stopped him from doing that. That was like child abuse. We used to have to run from shallow side to deep side, over that bridge, come back down this way running. It was crucial. I probably shouldn't have said that. Oh, there you go. Almost shoot out of work. All right, so back to BA. See, looking coming out, see, tighten up. So, growing up, yeah, I wasn't the best in sport. I didn't make the basketball team. But I was cool with everybody. And when I graduated from high school, when you graduate from high school, they give you senior tickets and they tell you you have 5 or 10 tickets to give to your friends and family. So I go back home though, and I talk to my mom, I'm like, Mom, I want to go to the graduation, and I said, I want my dad to come, my real father. So she told me he couldn't make it. And my dad wasn't in my life for a very long time. We actually had a great relationship after life. Like after I turned to the age of 26, me and him became real close. And it's funny, this week I'm actually on vacation from work. See, last week I hurt my foot. I used to work out. So I run a lot, exercise a lot, go to the gym, stay healthy, health as well. And I went back to Dallas, because I go to Dallas every year. My mother, she named me after my grandfather. My grandfather was a soldier, hard-working man, taught great life lessons, and she named me after him. So I'm the only person in my family that goes and pays respect to my grandfather faithfully every year. Like I change the flowers every year, no matter what condition. I fly to Dallas and change the roses. It's some people that's in the graveyard, family don't even go see him. Like every time I change his flowers, I take the flowers out and I put it on somebody's grave that has like nothing there. And when I go, I see the same flowers that I take off my granddad's and other people's graves. So some people forget about it. So one message in that is don't take life for granted because tomorrow is not promised. One thing that I want you guys to realize is after high school, I kind of started rebelling. Like I had my own house. I didn't live with my mom. I didn't make the right decisions. I surrounded myself with people that I thought were real. Anybody, I'm not gonna say the second part, but people be like, you ain't real. So I just always wanted to prove myself. So, these guys that I'm with, I grew up with, right? So I used to always go to the clubs and dance and have fun and try to be the freshest in the classes. I was making money a lot of different ways. Big jewelry, big chains, a whole bunch of sneakers. Cause see, I had fake Jordans back then, but now I got sneakers for days. Every summer I donate shoes to kids that don't have shoes, as less fortunate. But that's what usually happens. But what inspired me to do more was, all I was known for was working at Foot Locker. I managed Foot Locker for 15 years. That was my job. It was the easiest job in the world. I go to work, I stand there, people come in, I sell them sneakers, and they go home. Sometimes I get cussed out because some of y'all kind of like sneakerheads. Y'all are like very, very, very into sneakers and fashion. But to me, sneakers, it don't really mean much. So when I start rebelling and I start thinking, I said, what do I want to act? What somebody's going to say to me when I'm in the grave? Because I'm probably the only person that can go to a graveyard and see their name on a grave. Because remember I told you, I'm named after who? My grandfather. My grandfather's name is Paul Mompremier. Can y'all say that? Mompremier? Mompremier. So every time I go to the grave, I see the name Paul Mompremier. That's scary. That means all the decisions that I make could land me right there. So when I go there, it's very therapeutic. And I'm not trying to scare you guys, I'm trying to wake you guys up and make you understand that outside these doors, we're all alike. We have the opportunity to either make something of ourselves or not make something of ourselves. The people you surround yourself with is your decision, it's your choice. But behind every choice is what? The consequence. Y'all was smart. I wasn't this smart. So, a couple things. When anybody know somebody named Trayvon Martin? Yeah. Y'all know that story? Yeah. So one day I was working at Pembroke Lakes Mall, and Trayvon Martin's father came into my store. So I see him, I'm just like, hey, sorry, I understand the story, and I feel for your son. And after we had a long talk for like 30 minutes, he bought some shoes for his daughter, and he left. I said, you know what? I want to save kids that look like me and you. So one thing that Prince Motivation is about, Prince Motivation is to teach you things that can save your life, that can keep you away from harm. Some people, unfortunately, don't like the color of your skin, don't like what you represent, and they underestimate you. And one of my friends, his name is Floyd Williams. He does a little bit of motivation speaking too. He told me, education is sexy. And I was like, what does that even look like? What does that even mean? I read a book and sexy, is that what that means? And I was like, that's kind of strange, right? So what does that mean? What does education is sexy mean? That means, you seen when I said, who in here make A's and B's and people just threw their hands up and start smiling? That's just confidence. But what about the people that make B's, C's, and D's? Let me get some hands up. Anybody got an F last year? Let's be real. What are real people at? If you got an F last year, stand up. Stand up. That's what I'm talking about. Stand up. Go to the outside. Hold that up. Don't you sit there. No, stand up. Alright, let's keep it real. Alright. The F stand up. The F stand up. I'm sorry. F stand up. I'm not trying to say, I want to say something. So, if you make F's and D's, that only means that you don't have no focus. That means something else. That's what F stands for. Focus. That's what the F means. That means you chose for 3 weeks, 6 weeks, 3 months, 6 months to lose focus. Now, usually this is what happens. The kids that make the good grades in school, they end up staying focused. They end up going to college for free. They end up getting the nicest cars, the nicest houses. But one thing about report cards is they never go away. They never go away. When you're in high school, you get a report card, right? When you go to college, online or in classroom sessions, you still get graded, right? So guess what? After that, they still don't go away. All the adults in this room, they know where I'm going. It's a report that comes out that's called the credit report. Now, when you go home, you're gonna be like, Mom, Dad, guardian, granddad, grandma, what's a credit report? And they gonna look at you with their eyes lit up. Like, what did Paul Mompremier tell you? So this thing that's called a credit report, it keeps track of everything that you do, everything that you buy. And this is kind of fresh for you guys and kind of like, what is he talking about? I don't know what this means. It's a report that comes out and says, your whole life, you bought this, you paid back this, and this is the result. It's some things in your credit report that you could never, ever change. So the people that got F's and D's, the reason why I say that F stands for focus because I'm pretty sure the people with F's have a cell phone. No? Anybody with an F with a cell phone, stand up. Oh, there we go. Now I'm getting some. All right, y'all can sit down, What about, the F can also stand for Fortnite. Who play? Anybody play Fortnite, stand up. All the real Fortnite players, stand up. Fortnite. You see? So something like keeping it real. I'm gonna tell you one thing. Back in my days, Fortnite was like Sega Genesis, Nintendo 64. I'm gonna tell you, Fortnite, Madden, 2K, it's evil. It's evil. Yes, it is. I'm gonna tell you exactly why. Because everybody in here wants to have a nice car one day, right? Everybody in here wants to have a nice house one day. Maybe some of y'all want to have some kids just like y'all. So hold on. Fortnite, F, focus, they all make sense. You know why? Because when you play Fortnite, it takes away your time. Time is precious. Right? If tomorrow isn't promised and it takes away from your time, you need to focus on what you want to do, what you want to be. When I was in middle school, I didn't know what I wanted to be. Got up, got fresh, went home, played video games. That's it. I don't know how to cook. I barely can read. Yeah. Growing up, my mama right there, I'm gonna keep it real. She hated me. I didn't want to do no homework. I didn't want to read a book. I didn't want to cook. I didn't want to do anything but play video games, and I lost focus. But one day I woke up. Because when you lose focus and you get F's and you play Fortnite all day, it equates to being broke. One thing about me that keeps me motivated is when I see a homeless person. You see, the decision that you make in life today affects who you're gonna be later. You see, the people that make A's and B's, can I get one helper? Come on. Give him a hand. What's your name? I said, anybody here know Tatiana? All right, so we're gonna keep it real, right? We're gonna keep it real. Tatiana, you make A's?
Yes. She does.
Oh, she do? Okay, so I'm jealous of you, Tatiana. You already got a better future than me. But one thing I'm gonna say is, what do you do the moment you get home and you leave school? When you clean up, when you bathe and all that, what do you do?
Sleep.
All right. So she must have some special powers and she can sleep with their A's. So, what's the secret to making straight A's? All right, I need somebody to know. You make A's? Yeah, keep it real. I need somebody that's really keep it real. Come on. Come on. Who are you? Come on. This is gonna be hard. Come on. Jaden, can you give Tatiana a book? Can you give Tatiana a book, please? All right, what's your name, sir?
My name is Justin.
Justin, that's a nice tie, it's a nice ensemble you have today. You gotta tie your shoes because you may fall. But tell me the secret to making A's.
Honestly, I don't even know. Probably motivation.
Motivation, like Prince motivation. Okay, go grab a book. What's your name? What is it? All right, Kumar. What's the secret to making A's?
There is no secret. Just stay motivated and stay focused.
Stay motivated, stay focused. Good job. Go grab a book. What's up, sir? You in the chess club? You know how to play chess? Can you teach me? All right, cool. What's the secret to making A's?
For me, you have a goal and you try your best to get to that goal. My goal is to be wealthy. I'm trying to be rich.
That's a good goal. I like it. So, one thing I heard was motivate, stay focused, study, be wealthy, or grab a book. Now I'm gonna tell y'all this. Y'all gonna have to ask y'all parents, can y'all read my book first? They may know me, we may went to school together, but I want you to ask for permission to read my book first, okay? So if you do get a book, she has permission. But motivate, so what motivated me? I was broke. Me and my mother were homeless. I was getting bullied. And I wanted better for myself. After meeting Trayvon Martin's dad, I said I want to save the youth. So in the book, I talk about how to deal with police, how to stop the bullying. Anybody ever heard of this thing called World Star? Evil. It's evil. What was that? What you say? Who in here follows World Star? Raise your hand. Alright, I'm gonna be honest, none of y'all getting a book today. Anybody follows World Star? Because this is what happened. I used to follow World Star because it was funny, right? You see people get beat up on there, you see little twerk videos.
World Star is different. No one getting beat up. That's different. Ain't people getting beat up. I'll tell you that.
Okay, so, well, back in my day, when I used to look at World Star, if you can hear my voice, say Prince Paul. All right, that's how we're gonna get back focused for the F people. So World Star, it caught my attention, and I was like, dang, that's funny. Like. But then I sat back, and I thought about Trayvon, I thought about myself, and I said, this isn't funny.